Hey guys, what's going on? This is Deadly. Today I'm going to be starting the video off by talking about some of the ammunition changes. We finally have received an official document from the developers, from Nikita himself, that actually outlines the damage and penetration rating of all of the ammo types in the game. A link to that document will be included in the description box below. And I'm going to be starting off this video talking about some of the notable differences. So one of the most disputed claims over the last few weeks in the Tarkov community for people who actually care about ammunition is, was PRS nerfed, was MK255 nerfed? And for the longest time that wasn't the case, but there was recently some changes made to the game that actually provided that nerf. It finally actually happened, officially confirmed. So the PRS ammunition, the damage never changed, but its penetration rating was nerfed from 27, which was reasonably good for an AR round, to 19, making it not your go-to choice for armor pen or your default rounds if you don't have access to black tip ammunition for your AK-74s and AKSs. So you have two choices. You have PP rounds, which give you 49 damage and 29 penetration rating, or PS rounds, which give you 55 damage and 27 armor penetration rating. So do you sacrifice 6 damage for 2 AP? That is really a personal choice, and I'll let you guys make your decision. The added bonus for using PP rounds, though, on maps like Shoreline and Woods, if you're fighting people who are hiding behind cover, PP rounds are specifically designed to go through cover, especially trees. You can actually go directly through a tree every single time with a 100% pen chance with PP rounds. PS, not so much. Alright, now we're going to be shifting our gears over to the M4. So the MK255 Mod 0 rounds were largely considered the best round in the game for any weapon because it did 60 points of damage and 36 penetration rating in an M4 where you can just fire a ridiculous amount of rounds. Really nothing could compete with that setup. It was really OP. They did nerf MK255 from 60 points only down to 55 points of damage, and from 36 penetration rating down to 26. So it didn't get hit as hard with the nerf stick as the PRS rounds did. So in fact, MK255 is still viable in my opinion, and here's why. So the rarest ammunition for the M4 is called M995, and the reason why it's so rare is it's because it's the fastest round in the game. So it's supposed to have the highest armor penetration value out of all of the M4 rounds because speed beats armor. So currently M995 does 45 damage and 30 penetration rate. So only 4 penetration rate in the difference. So it's still quite good. Next you have M856A1, which does 51 damage, so less than MK255, and 28 pen. So now you have to kind of make a decision. Do you want slightly more damage? It's another, like, sacrifice a little bit of damage to get more AP. And it's a tough call. I honestly think you can't really go wrong. The only thing is M856A1, those are tracer rounds where MK255 are not. So I think, honestly, you could comfortably use either of these two rounds as a secondary if you don't have access to M995. But also, you might not even want to use M995 because of how low the damage is. So I think all 3 of these rounds are viable depending on your playstyle. Me personally, I'll probably be going with, honestly, MK255. I'll probably still use them and see if there's any, like, hidden differences. Maybe there's, like, we know that there's, like, ballistical statistics that aren't included with the spreadsheet information that we were given available. So it's a toss-up. Now, some of the other notable changes are with the TT. So the TT received an armor penetration rating boost, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make a significant difference. It's something that I'm going to have to still test out, but the PST GZH would be the round that you're going to want to use to test out the armor pen rating. So maybe you guys can try out the suppressed TT or the TT today and then leave some comments below to let me know how it goes. Another big change is the slugs. They've received a buff to 165 damage, which is insane. But the armor pen rating, I believe, is 10. Let me actually just double check that. I actually am not completely sure on that one. Should have just written that in my notes. But yeah, no, the pen rating was increased to 12. So you're not going to be going through like forts and fast MTs, but I think you do actually have a chance to go through level 2 armor now, which is kind of nice. And comparing the slugs to buckshot, buckshot has a 3 pen rating. And the last thing I want to talk about is the 308 rounds, because the M61 we've always known has the highest AP rating of any round, but we actually have some numbers here. We have 73 penetration rating and 52 damage, which is really strong. The 73 pen rating, it's the best penetration round 2 times over. There's nothing else that comes even remotely close. And what's really interesting is something that I didn't know was the M62 rounds doing significant damage. They do 71 points of damage, but have a fairly low pen rating for a 308, so 32. So I feel like if you're going to be using M62s, you should probably throw a few M61s in your magazine as well. And in the future, they're going to be making a better system where you can actually have multiple different types of ammunition and quickly load into your magazines. Obviously going through an animation of sorts, but it's going to be cool to see what they do to that system. Alright, that's a lot of numbers, that's a lot of ammunition names. Again, a source to all of this information will be included in the description box below. Check it out, learn a few things, use the right ammunition. It's going to help you immensely in this game. It's going to make the difference. If you're using the wrong round, you're just not going to be able to kill the player fast enough. You're going to be unable to compete with your opponents that are actually using the proper penetration rounds. And again, in my opinion, AP is always more important than damage, so you need to factor that in. 1 point of pen is worth, in my opinion, like 2 or 3 points of damage. So whenever you're choosing your ammunition types, keep that in mind. So anyways, guys, have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys during the live streams, and let me know what you think of these changes in the comment section below.